Students, welcome to the EduSat teleteaching class. Today, we are going to teach you English grammar. The chapter is Tense Revisited. In class 9, you have studied in detail about time and tense. This year, we are going to revise what you have studied in class 9. Along with revising what we had taught you in class 9, we are also going to provide you with some new tips regarding tense and time. Listen to me mindfully and try to understand. Open your rough notes, note down wherever you like to note it down and remember. So, listen to me mindfully. Act, man, act. Today is the fact. Tomorrow is a myth. Get busy forthwith. Today and tomorrow, they are the expressions of time. Again listen to me. Suppose Mita is painting a picture. Her mother wants a glass of water. She tells Mita, go and bring a glass of water for me. Mita tells mother, wait a while. I will finish painting and then I will go and bring water for you. Remember another thing, Amphan, this super cyclone. 3 to 4 days back, we have experienced the super cyclone Amphan in the coastal areas of Odisha and also in West Bengal. And during Amphan, television gave us moment to moment updates regarding Amphan. My point is, a while, moments or moment to moment, they are also expressions of time. Then we say seconds, minutes, hours, etc. 60 seconds make a minute, 60 minutes make an hour. A day comprises 24 hours. A day comprises 24 hours. Again, there are 30 days in a month and 12 months make a year. Seconds, minutes, hours, months, these are also expressions of time. You look at the screen and try to get it. I am giving you. These are the lines with which we started the topic. Then a while, a moment, these are the expressions of time, just like today and tomorrow. Then I told you 60 seconds make a minute, 60 minutes make an hour. A day comprises of 24 hours, 30 days make a month, there are 12 months in a year. So, the underlined words seconds, minutes, day, month and year, they are the expressions of time. Then remember, time is a concept which we express in terms of seconds, minutes, hours, days, months, years, etc. Time has a continuous flow and the time which passes away, it never comes back. So, this is all about time. And another thing which you have studied in class 9 is tense. Before going to tense, I would like to tell you that there are 3 broad divisions of time: the present time, the past time and the future time. Present is the period of time which is happening now. It may be a very short moment or a long period. What about past? Past is the time which took place before now, which passed before now, and future, it is the time which comes after now. The time that will come after now is the future. In this way, there are three broad divisions of time: present, past and the future, and I have very nicely described it in a diagram. There is a diagrammatic representation of time. You see, now this is the present time, and before now this is past time, and after now right side this is future time. In this way, we can represent time in a diagram. Then there is the tense. What is tense? You know, tense is a verb form specific to language, specific to a language. That means, while writing a language, we must take the help of tense, otherwise our language will be not grammatical. The sentence structure will not be grammatical. So, tense is the verb form which is specific to a language, and it is a grammatical concept which we use to express time. Tense is used to express time. I am teaching now, this is present time. I took my breakfast at 7 a.m. today. This is the time before now. So, this is the past time. I will return home after delivering my lesson, after teaching you in the class. I will return. This is the future time. In this way, tense is a grammatical concept which we use to express time. English verbs have two tense forms. In Odia and in Sanskrit, you have studied three tense: Vartaman kala, Atita kala, Bhavishyata kala. Present tense, past tense, future tense. But in English, we have only two tense forms: present tense forms and past tense form. The present tense form is used to talk about actions or events taking place in the present time. Now, around now, at the time of speaking, all the actions which take place in now, around now, or at the time of speaking, or in the present time, they take present tense. Examples, you may take thousands of examples. I am teaching now. All of you, you are listening to the teacher. I teach in my school every day. The sun shines bright. Farmers work hard. My mother cooks delicious food. The boys are playing football. All these are the examples of present tense. Actions happening, actions or events taking place, happening in the present time. Then past tense form is used to talk about actions or events which took place in the past time or before now. Actions or events which took place in the past time. Take for example, I got up at 6 a.m. in the morning, action before now. I took my breakfast at 7 a.m., action before now. So, past tense. There are also some other examples on the screen. Mother cooked rice, the baby cried, Madhu played football, he fell down and broke his hand. All these are the examples of past tense, past time. And as you have already discussed, English verbs have no future tense, only two tense forms, present tense form and past tense form. Then what about actions taking place in the future time? Those actions which do not take place now, around now, those actions which did not take place before now, which are going to take place in the coming time, that is in future. What about them? For actions taking place in future, we take the help of modals will or shall. Then we also take the help of present tense verbs for actions taking place in future. Examples are there in the screen. I will or shall go to market tomorrow. They will build a new house. Mita is visiting the zoo tomorrow. You can also make several examples yourself. I will go to market, or I will go to the playground in the afternoon. I will prepare my lessons in the evening. I will watch television after preparing my lessons. I will take my supper before going to bed. I will play with my friends. In this way, you can also make your own examples. You can take the help of Wheeler-Stahl models and how present tense verbs are used to express future. We are going to discuss it in the ways of expressing the future. Now, let us limit it here. Before discussing anything else, we must tell you about ways of expressing the present time. We have already discussed time has three broad divisions: present time, past time and future time. Then we must know how to express this time, the way how we can express present time, past time, future time, the verbs which are suitable for expressing present time, past time and future time. We must be quite aware of it, otherwise we will jumble it up and our sentences will be ungrammatical. People will laugh at us. So, we must learn the ways of expressing time in the right manner. First, let us discuss the ways of expressing present time. Different forms are used to express the present time. For example, present simple. In present simple, the verb is in the base form, first form. Second one is present progressive, am, is, are plus verb ing. So, these two ways are used to express the present time. The first one is present simple, in which verb remains in the base form. The second one is present progressive, in which we take the form am, is, are as the helping verb plus main verb ing. This is the present progressive form. I get up early in the morning. Every day I get up early in the morning. This is in the base form, verb is in the base form, present simple. I am teaching now. This is verb ing, present progressive. Present progressive means action in progress at the time of speaking, action continuing at the time of speaking. So, for expressing present time, we take the help of these two things, present simple and present progressive. Again, for expressing present simple, we have to express different types of actions. Different types of actions are described in present simple. Take for example, habitual action, actions which we perform as a habit. I get up early in the morning. This is my habit. So, this is a habitual action. You students, you go to school every day except on Sundays and holidays. So, this is your habit. What do you do at school? You practice your lessons, you listen to your teachers. After returning home, you again practice your lessons. So, students practice their lessons every day. This is an everyday action which you perform as a habit. So, this is a habitual action. My mother goes to the temple every morning. My mother visits the temple every morning. This is also her habit. This also comes under habitual action. My grandmother never eats fish. This is also her habit. It also comes under habitual action. Habitual actions are the actions which we perform as a mark of habit repeatedly, again and again we perform them. And for habitual actions, as we have already discussed, we take the help of simple present form of the verb. Apart from habitual actions, for other things also we use simple present form of the verb, just like laws of nature. The sun rises in the east, the sun sets in the west, it rains heavily during the rainy season. The seasons come to this earth one by one. The earth goes round the sun. These are the laws of nature. We have nothing to do about this. We have no hands for this. and for expressing these laws of nature, we also take the help of present simple form of the verb. Then there are general truth. Whenever I make a promise, I keep it. This is a general truth. Another truth, a coconut tree grows very tall. You must have seen coconut trees in your localities. What is the height? Very tall. So, the coconut trees, they always grow very tall. Wild animals, tigers, lions, where do they live? They live in forest. This is the general truth. Wild animals live in forest, tigers live in forest, lions live in forest, cows give us milk. This is also a general truth. Grass is green. This is also a general truth. So, while expressing general truth, we must take the help of the base form of the verb, as we have used in these examples. There are certain scientific truths. For speaking scientific truth also, we take the simple present form of the verb. Water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. Light travels faster than the sound. Oil floats on water. These are the truths established by scientific manner. Science has established all these things. So, they are scientific truths. Water consists of hydrogen and oxygen. This is also a scientific truth. So, for expressing scientific truth, we take the base form of the verb as we have written them on the screen. Light travels faster than sound. If you write light traveling faster than sound, light travelled faster than sound, it will become ungrammatical. So, for expressing scientific truth, you take the help of the base form of the verb, that is present simple tense of the verb. Then there are present state or present fact. For expressing present state or present fact also, we take the help of present tense form of the verb. Take the examples, the baby is hungry. This is the present state of the baby. At present the baby is hungry. My brother works in a bank. Gopal sells vegetables in his village. These are the present state. Gopal's occupation, he is selling vegetable, he sells vegetables in his village. So, for this present state or present fact, we take the help of present simple tense of the verb. Then there are certain permanent state or permanent fact. You think about the atlas. Jharkhand is to the north of Odisha. Imagine the position of Odisha and Jharkhand in the map, and in the map you will find Jharkhand to the north of Odisha. This is always permanent. This fact is always permanent, no change in the fact. Then snow covers Antarctica. Bhubaneswar is the capital of Odisha. All these are permanent state, permanent facts. So, for these permanent states, permanent fact, we use simple present tense. So, students, we have discussed simple present, and simple present we use, as I have told you, for habitual actions, for scientific truth, for general truth, for permanent facts, for permanent facts, for present fact, etc. You remember them. Then let us go and discuss present progressive. This second tense form which we use to express present time. Present progressive, that means action in progress at the time of speaking, and the verb form required for writing present progressive, as you know, it is am, is, are, the helping verbs plus main verb in the base form. Auxiliary verbs, they take the form am, is or are, and in main verb you have to use ing to write present progressive, and present progressive is used to express the following. To talk about an action happening now. What you are doing now? Now you are watching what I am teaching. So, The teacher is teaching and the students are listening to the teacher. This is the action taking place now. So, to talk about action happening now, we take the help of present progressive. It is not raining now. The sun is shining bright. It is not raining now. The passengers are waiting for the train. They are standing on the platform. Train has not arrived. The passengers are waiting for the train. The baby is crying. The boys are playing in the field. You see how is, are, auxiliary verbs are there, and main verbs crying, playing, waiting, raining, not raining, how they take ing to make it present progressive. So, present progressive is used to express an action happening now. Then, to talk about changing situations, we also take the help of present progressive. Prices are going up every day. Every day the value of commodities, they are escalating and they are increasing, because getting more and more. So, prices are going up every day. It is getting hotter gradually. The boy is becoming unruly day by day. To talk about this changing situation, we take the help of present progressive form of the verb. Then, to talk about something unpleasant, creating feeling of anger, irritation, vexation, etc., we take the help of present progressive form of the verb. In such situations, we use the adverbs always, forever, constantly, etc., in the sentences. It seems the baby is crying forever. So, very unpleasant situation. If a baby cries always, it is very unpleasant. So, the baby is crying forever. He is always losing his keys. The boy is always biting his nails. So, such unpleasant situations, feeling of anger, irritations, vexations, they are expressed using present progressive form of the verb. Remember it. So, what we have discussed in present progressive, different situations are expressed using the present progressive form of the verb. For example, for actions taking place at the time of speaking, for actions in progress at the time of speaking, we take the help of present progressive. To talk about changing situations, we also take the help of present progressive. To talk about something which causes anger, irritation, vexation, which creates anger, irritation, vexation, etc., we also take the help of present progressive form of the verb. So, we have discussed two ways of expressing present time. First one is simple present, the second one is present progressive. In simple present, we have said how we express habitual actions, scientific truth, general truth, permanent state, temporary states are facts using simple present. In present progressive, we have discussed how we use present progressive for expressing actions in progress at the time of speaking. Actions continuing now, continuing around now, we take am, is, are plus verb ing. Auxiliary verbs are always am, is, are in present progressive, and the main verb takes ing form. Again, for situations causing anger, irritation, vexations, for changing situations of life, we also use the present progressive forms of the verb. These are the ways of expressing present time. I have made a tabular representation of present time. I am showing you. You look at the screen attentively. Look at the screen attentively. How present time can be expressed, can be described in a tabular form. So, this is tabular representation of present time. Tense, form, context and examples. The same thing which we have already discussed. They have been nicely described in a table, and it will be easier for you to remember the present time actions if you remember the table. So, for present time we take two means, one is present simple and the other is present progressive, as I have given in the. So, students, remember, stative verbs are always used in the simple present. Stative verbs means the verbs which express our feelings, emotions, opinions, relations or about a permanent state. They are never used in the progressive. Take for example, examples are there. I love and respect my parents. Love, respect, these are our feelings, mental state. I think he is honest. We weep at the death of our near and dear ones. So, love, think, weep, these are stative verbs and they always take simple present as it has been shown in the examples. There are also certain other non-progressive verbs, that means verbs which are usually not used in present progressive, non-progressive verbs. Who are they? Verbs of possession like have, own, possess, belong to, contain. I have two brothers. I cannot say I am having two brothers. I have 10 sarees. I cannot say I am having 10 sarees. So, have, verb of possession, it is always used in simple present. Another example is there, the committee consists of 10 members. Then another non-progressive verb, another group of non-progressive verbs are liking or disliking verbs. I like my brother. I dislike I dislike that mischievous person. So, like, dislike, love, hate, prefer, admire, want. I prefer red to blue. I prefer tea to coffee. So, there is another example, I hate telling lies. Then another non-progressive group of verbs are the verbs of sense perception. Sense perception, see, hear, smell. We see with our eyes, we hear with our nose, we hear with our ears, smell, we smell with our nose. So, these are sense perception. Sense, there is no comma, sense perception, that is one expression, omit that comma between sense perception. So, see, hear, smell, taste, sound, etc., they come under sense perception. And for sense perception also we use simple present tense form of the verb, mangoes taste sweet. Then mental activity, hope, forget, remember. We remember something when we practice it. We listen, we forget. We remember when we practice it. Then thinking, think, believe, know, mind, understand. We believe in God, example, we believe in God. Appearance, appear, seem, look, resemble, they come under the group of appearance verbs. So, the example, one example is there, he resembles his father. The sky looks blue, the teacher appears angry. So, these are the appearance verbs. Then other verbs are also there which do not take the progressive forms, other non-progressive verbs, depend, weigh, cost, measure, sound. These are other non-progressive verbs which do not take ing, which usually do not take ing form. The man weighs 9 kgs, the man weighs 9 kilograms. So, these are the examples of non-progressive verbs which you must remember. And there is an activity, match the sentences under column A with the expressions under column B. we have studied the context in which simple present form is used, and this is based on those contexts. Under column A, there is grass is green, water boils at 100 degrees Celsius, spring comes after winter, the baby is hungry, then Tibet is to the north of India, my mother goes to the temple every morning, look, Madhu is carrying Jadu on his shoulder. The cat is always getting into the kitchen. The patient's condition is worsening day by day. On the right side, there are the contexts: permanent state or fact, habitual action, something happening now, something not happens, it is something happening now. Then talking about something unpleasant, changing situation, general truth, permanent state or fact, scientific truth, laws of nature. You have to match column A with the sentences in column A with the right context in column B. And for your convenience, I have brought the answers on the screen. Grass is green, this is general truth. Water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. Remember, this is scientific truth. Spring comes after winter. This is a law of nature. The baby is hungry. This is present state or fact. Tibet is to the north of India. This is permanent state or fact. My mother goes to the temple every morning. This is a habitual action. Look, Madhu is carrying Jadu on his shoulder. This is something happening now. The cat is always getting into the kitchen. This is talking about something unpleasant. The patient's situation is worsening day by day. Worsening, becoming bad, bad or worst. From worst it is worsening. The patient's situation is worsening day by day. This is changing situation of life. So, here activity comes to an end. Next it is activity 3. In activity 3, you are directed to identify the type of non-progressive verbs. Some non-progressive verbs are given: contain, hate, feel, forget, believe, look. You have to identify them. What type of non-progressive verb each of them are? Contain is a verb of possession. Hate, it is a verb of liking or disliking. Feel is a mental activity verb. Believe, verb of thinking. Look, verb of appearance. So, you can frame sentences of your own using these mental state verbs, using these non-progressive verbs, not mental state, all these are non-progressive verbs. This bag contains books. I hate telling lies. Then feel. We feel cold during the winter season. Believe. I believe in God. Then look. Look at the sky. Look at me. In this way, you can frame sentences of your own using these non-progressive verbs. While framing sentence, you should be cautious that your sentence structure is correct. So, activity 3 is over. Next, there is another activity, activity 4. You have been directed, you are directed to fill in the blanks with the correct alternative given in the brackets. So, the verbs, alternate verbs are given. You have to choose the correct verb form to complete the sentences. He plays or playing cricket every afternoon. Every afternoon, a habitual action. So, he every afternoon, the expression shows it must be a habitual action. So, he plays cricket every afternoon. Today, he is playing football, temporary action. So, progressive form. Today he is playing football. Listen, the two girls are singing sweetly. Girls, you insert two girls, the words are not there. Listen, the two girls or the two boys, the two men are singing sweetly. It rains heavily during the rainy season. Laws of nature, it rains heavily during the rainy season. Every day mother cooks in our house, but today my sister is cooking food. My sister is cooking, this is a temporary action. So, today my sister is cooking, but in present progressive. 6 seasons come one by one to the earth, simple present. 6 seasons come one by one to the earth. Then the next activity, activity 5. This activity is also in your book. Use present simple or present progressive in the following sentences to complete dialogue. Seema, hello Lopa, what you write, what are you doing these days? What are you doing these days? Lopa, nothing special. I am learning dancing in a dancing school. What about you? Seema, I am working at a training school. The school offers lessons on cooking. Lopa, do you like the job? An interrogative sentence. So, right, do you like the job? Seema, of course, I prefer this job because I am also learning a lot about cooking while working here. I am also learning a lot about cooking while working here. Next, Lopa, what are they teaching now? Present progressive. What are they teaching now? Seema, right now they are giving lessons on Chinese food. You know, Chinese dishes taste so good. Then Lopa, can I join the classes someday? Seema, sure. They want more and more students to join their school. You are welcome. Lopa, thank you. So, in this way I have brought 5 activities for you. Some of these activities are in your textbook. So, these slides will be quite helpful for you in completing the school task. And to sum up what we have discussed today. Today we have discussed English verbs have only 2 tense forms, present tense form and past tense form. There is no future tense form in English. For describing the future actions, we take the help of will or shall modals and verbs used in the present progressive, verbs used in the present tense form, temporary fact. Then for present progressive, we use it for describing actions taking place at the time of speaking. There are also other various actions like unpleasant actions, he is losing his keys always, the baby is crying always. So, for such unpleasant actions we also use present progressive. For changing situations of life, prices are going up every day, we also use present progressive. For actions which we perform temporarily, mother cooks every day, my sister is cooking today. So, you students, what we have discussed today. So, students, what we have discussed today is that English verbs have 2 tense forms, present tense form and past tense form. No future tense form for English. Only future time activities are there, and to describe the future time activities, we take the help of will or shall modals and the verbs used in present tense. And we have also discussed there are 3 broad divisions of time: present time, past time and future time, and there are different contexts in which we use present time, different contexts in which we use past time. For expressing present time actions, we use two tense forms. One is simple present tense and the other is present progressive. As we have already discussed in detail, in simple present tense the verb always takes the base form, and in present progressive it takes am, is, are plus verb ing. You remember it, and there are different contexts for present simple like habitual actions, scientific truth, general truth, permanent state or fact. Then there are also temporary fact, and for describing present progressive also we use different states, different contexts. For example, for present progressive we use the expressions at the time of speaking. For the expressions at this time of speaking, for the expressions now we use present progressive. Then you remember how we use present progressive, which we have already discussed. So, students, all these things are in detail in your textbook. Go home and read the textbook mindfully, attentively. If you find any difficulty, you may ask me in my next class, in which I am going to continue this chapter. Until then, I wish you goodbye. Thank you all.